They've got faces for radio, jokes for crickets, and the collective IQ of a potato salad. Join the Trainwreck Trio as they stumble through life's absurdities. It's the Joke Dagger Podcast with Izaak, Patrick, and Theo.
Welcome to the long-awaited episode number 1 of the Joke Dagger Podcast. The Joke Dagger Podcast is part of the Please Stay Tuned podcast network. My name is Theo, and I'm here with my co-hosts,
Izaak
and Patrick.
And today we have for you Dear Gabby, Spotlight on History, Wrong Answers Only, Would You Rather, and Legal Corner.
Worst simile.
All right, and as always, we're going to start off with our simile of the day. If you are a new listener, first of all, welcome. The simile of the day is where I will give a simile prompt, and then at the end of the episode, we will come up with our best answers. The prompt today is, folding a fitted sheet is as tricky as blank.
Dear Gabby.
Dear Gabby, I'm a new college student trying to balance classes, work, and a social life. My problem is that every time I try to study, my roommate insists on having loud friends over, and I can't concentrate. I've tried asking them to keep it down, but they just laugh it off. What should I do to find some peace and quiet without causing tension? Sincerely, Distracted in Dorms. What do you think, guys?
I know that actual helpful advice is not really our shtick. However, I think I might have something for Distracted in Dorms. So you got all these people at your disposal, right? And they're all coming over to hang out, it sounds like. So why not basically force them to do like some sort of like study group Jeopardy type thing?
You're right.
You could turn it into a drinking game if you want it to still kind of be fun. I don't know. I feel like you got all these people at your disposal. You might as well use them.
That was surprisingly insightful for you.
What can I say? I am only insightful, surprisingly.
Patrick?
Well, Izaak went the practical route. I think I'm going to go the... I don't even know the word for it, but that's okay. Have you ever heard of a library? They exist, and I'm sure the college has one, where people basically aren't allowed to be loud. It's kind of like the one thing they do there is not be loud.
I'm sure they read books too, maybe.
Nah.
Oh.
There's no books in a library. What are you talking about? It's just a quiet place.
If you wanted books, you would go to the bookbrary.
See?
Do they not tell the truth at the library?
Have you or a loved one been devastated by relentless dad jokes? At Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, our expert attorneys will fight for your rights to be dad joke free. Don't live another day with the pain.
Call and get justice today.
What would you say for it, Theo? Do you have a resolution for dorm boy or dorm girl?
Dorm homie?
Yeah. What's your solution for dorm homie?
Drop out of college.
Spotlight on History.
All right. In Spotlight on History, I'm going to give you 2 brief biographies of historical characters. One of them is real. One of them is not. Izaak and Patrick's job, along with you, our fantastic audience, is to figure out which one is real.
You know, for all our first-time listeners to episode 1.
Yeah. Right.
I'm taking notes because I always forget everything about each of these people.
Oh, look at this nerd studying.
It's just my brain, just like it takes information and it goes right through one of the holes in the brain.
Oh, it's a smooth brain that slides right off.
So I have to take notes. I have a little note card here. So Quiet in Dorm, whatever her name was or his name was. Learn from me. Take your notes while they're happening.
Elizabeth Betty Zane was a heroine. Wait, heroine?
She was
a heroine.
Well, that's typically what happens with heroin.
A heroine of the American Revolutionary War, Betty Zane is remembered for her brave actions during the siege of Fort Henry in 1782. When the fort ran out of gunpowder, she volunteered to retrieve more from her brother's nearby cabin. Despite being under fire from British and Native American forces, she successfully returned with the needed supplies, helping to defend the fort. Yay, Betty.
Yay!
The second historical figure is Alastair Devonport. A little-known British diplomat in the late 18th century, Alastair Devonport played a subtle but significant role in the early negotiations between the British Crown and the nascent American Republic. Known for his tact and discretion, Devonport's behind-the-scenes efforts in facilitating trade agreements helped stabilize post-revolutionary relations. His personal writings, discovered only recently, reveal a nuanced understanding of both British and American perspectives during this tumultuous period. So, what'll it be, boys? Betty Zane, Gunpowder Girl, or Alastair Devonport, diplomat?
So, Alastair Davenport, I did kind of clock out. I mean, all I have down here is that he's a British negotiator. Because he sounds boring.
Right?
So, at least Elizabeth Betty Zane got shot at. However,
Real American hero.
real American heroes get shot at, unlike Alastair Davenport, British coward,
show, Tom.
who's just a negotiator.
British coward.
Yeah, British coward versus American hero. However, you did say that Elizabeth Betty Zane was a member of the Revolutionary War, right?
I don't think wars have members.
Yeah, no, it's a sign-up sheet. You got to sign up for the war.
Oh, okay. But
She subscribed to the Revolutionary War on Patreon.
yes, this was during the Revolutionary War, Betty Zane, yes.
Okay, gotcha. I do remember, because I wrote this down, that she was under fire by Native Americans and someone else. And I don't think there were many Native Americans in the fight of the Revolutionary War. That was mostly British and Americans. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that Alastair Davenport is the correct human being that lived.
Patrick.
All right. I was going to say the same thing. First of all, Alastair, whatever his name, Alastair Davenport.
Alastair Davenport.
Good shot.
The 19th.
Oh, well, if he's the 19th. I'm actually going to go with... Wait, can you spell Betty Zane's last name?
Yes.
Okay, can I have you spell Betty Zane's last name?
Oh, yes. Z, like zebra. A,
Mhm.
like apple. N, like normal. You don't know what that is. E,
Yeah.
like echo.
Echo?
Echo.
All right. I gotta have to go with the real American hero on this one. Betty Zane just sounds so much more badass, and who doesn't like a badass in history?
Does she by chance have any relation to Billy Zane? Famed bald actor of Titanic fame?
She is his great, 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 great aunt's best friend's sister.
Twice removed.
So you're going with Betty Zane because I spelled her last name?
No, I just wanted to hear how it was spelled.
Izaak, you are going with Alastair Devonport III.
Is it the
Or
third?
19th.
Well, you said it was the 19th.
I don't know. And Patrick, you are going with Elizabeth Betty, don't call me Billy Zane.
Yes.
Okay. Both of you
Are wrong. It was a
There's
trick.
a secret third option.
It was a trick.
both of you are correct and I don't have a follow for that. The real character and the winner today of Spotlight on History is Patrick. Well, he's not the real character. He's a character.
I am definitely a character.
A character. But the real character is Elizabeth Betty Zane.
These notes did me nothing.
You failed me!
All those notes I took on Elizabeth Betty and none on Alistair did me no good.
All he did was negotiate. I should have known.
The British are terrible at it.
They lost a war. The one that Elizabeth Betty fought in.
Would you rather?
Patrick.
No.
All right. Isaac. Would you rather have it always be 100 degrees outside or always be 0 degrees outside?
0 degrees.
Why?
This is actually something that I fight tooth and nail for, because if it's too hot, you can't keep taking off layers, because once you get naked, if you're still hot, you can't take your skin off.
Not with that attitude.
Have fun taking your own skin off, I guess. Sorry, I don't have the attitude to remove layers of my functioning anatomy. But if it's cold, if it's 0 degrees, then you can at least just put on an undershirt. You can put on another shirt, a sweater, a jacket, gloves, all that. You got so many things you can do for when it's cold. But when it's hot, you have a base layer that you can't undo.
That was the most animated and
I'm passionate about this because so many people, they're always like, oh my God, I love the summer. It's so much better than the winter. I'm like, are you insane? When I get hot, I'm done for. I sweat too much.
This is why he wants it to be cold, because he gets hot when he's talking about the weather. So
I do. Can you see? I'm red right now. I don't have my fan on. I need to turn my fan on.
He's like, you know what? This is dumb.
Screw you guys. I'm turning the fan on.
Oh my God.
So you don't have any strong feelings either way. All right, Patrick?
Not really, no.
Are we talking Fahrenheit or Celsius?
I was waiting for somebody to ask that question. Fahrenheit.
Okay. Well, if it's Fahrenheit, then 100, because I'm a motorcycle rider. I got to get out on the bike. I can't not.
Put the snow chains on there. Put some snow chains on there. You can...
You can do what now, Isaac?
Vroom, vroom. Also, it'd make it so much easier to do the Akira slide in the winter with the ice. And you could recreate it yourself, Patrick, if you put some snow chains.
If you just
endanger your life, you could recreate it.
I'm going to go with 100 degrees because 0 degrees just sucks. And sure, I can't take off more than all the layers, but I can go in the air conditioning or jump in a lake. There are other ways to cool down. Perhaps I could...
Power outage.
Lakes aren't powered.
Are you going to go in a lake if you get hot at night?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if when you're out of energy and you can't swim anymore?
Generator.
You go in a pool that you can stand in.
All right, have fun drowning in your sleep when you eventually turn over.
Nah, it's fine.
Patrick, would you rather be able to speak every language fluently but have no memory of your own life, or remember everything you've ever done but be unable to communicate verbally?
Ironically, I've always kind of wanted to learn sign language, so I think the second one, being able to remember everything but not being able to speak verbally, I think that's great. Also, notepads and phones have speech to text now, so you could do that too.
Dang, those are some pretty good workarounds. Because I was thinking, ironically, though, I think I do both of those things on a daily basis. Actually, not both of those things. The first thing, because I remember nothing that I ever do in my life. Sometimes I'll talk to my mom or my dad or anybody in my family, like, remember when we did this as kids? I'm like, no, actually. Like, I feel like I've lived two separate lives, and the first life is the one I don't remember, which was like 3 hours ago, and the rest of it is right now. So I feel like I'd rather do that.
But if you have no memory of your own life, I know this doesn't apply to you two, at least not yet, but what does that mean for remembering my children and the memories of my children?
That's why you keep pictures in your wallet.
It's like, what's that movie? 100 First Dates or 50 First Dates?
50 First Dates,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the birth of my first child, but here's a picture of her. It's the
You
same.
wake up to a VHS every day of, here's a life recap. Here's all the big things that happened in your life so far.
You just have to get used to start videoing every single, like, big moment. That way you can just, like, have it in your camera roll.
But what does that do for me if I can't remember it?
You get to experience it again. Wouldn't you love to experience the birth of your first child for the first time again?
No, it was painful.
From their perspective.
Get a GoPro.
Yeah, Mom, I'm having surgery. Oh, a C-section? No, they're putting a GoPro on the baby. I mean, I've always been a little bit of a linguophile, so having the...
Gross.
Are you registered?
Having the ability to speak every language fluently certainly does have its charms, but I'm not sure if I would want to not remember my own life, even if I had videos to remind me. I don't know, that's a good question. But then again, I like to talk, so...
Think of being able to correct people's grammar in sign language, and they have no idea that you're doing it.
That's amazing.
Well, you don't automatically get sign language from that one. You have to learn it separately.
Would you rather have the power to change any one event in your past, but not know the outcome, or see the future exactly, but be unable to change anything?
I mean, this is about to get real deep. Because
Real deep with Patrick.
without getting too religious, if you think of it from a God's perspective, the future thing is already kind of a thing. Like, you already know what's going to happen. You can't change it. It's the future. That's how it works. If you can see the future, you already know what's going to happen. That's the way it works.
That's so Raven.
Oh, I forgot that show existed. And that was the whole trope. But the butterfly effect of changing a past event and not knowing how it switched anything is kind of dumb, in my opinion. I'd rather be able to see what's going to happen, because then I know, at least I can prepare myself mentally for it. Makes sense to me.
That's kind of what I was thinking of, saying, like, I'm going to have anxiety about it, but at least I'll know what's going to happen, I can't change anything about it, but at least I can be prepared for it. I've already mentioned, if anything changed in my past, I wouldn't even know what the outcome is, because
this guy lives that one every day.
I live that all day. Sometimes people are like, hey, remember you agreed to this plan like a week ago? I'm like, no, I guess we're going to dinner with Ted at 5.
At that Italian place you like.
I like an Italian place. I like Italian food. But yeah, no, I would not know if anything changed in my past. It could. This could be happening to me right now, and I would have no clue. But I think Patrick kind of cooked with this one. I would like to see into the future. That's so Raven style, and be able to prepare myself for whatever outcome might be.
So would you really have anxiety about it? Because I've heard anxiety described as fear of the future, fear of the unknown.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have anxiety, obviously, that like something is going to be coming, but if you know what it is, that way you're able to prepare for it.
Every time he moves his hands, I just think he's speaking Italian.
Remember, we're going to an Italian place that I like.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Hey, I'm changing the past here.
Hey, hey, I'm seeing into the future here.
Wrong answers only.
Izaak, what's the best way to prepare for a job interview?
The best way to prepare for a job interview. Well, hold on. My brain is braining right now. I did only wake up about an hour ago.
That explains the smell.
Yeah. Oh, that I thought you were like, he woke up an hour ago. That explains the smell. I was like,
No, the braining. There's definitely something burning.
the best way, at least from personal experience, to prepare for a job interview is to make sure that you have your resume be like one of those like magical pieces like flame paper. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Flash paper.
And the second flash paper, that's the name of it. You give it to your interviewee or interviewer. You're the interviewee. You give it to your interviewer, and the second it gets into their hands, they ask you about your qualifications and whatnot, and then you set it ablaze, and they're going to be so impressed that they'll hire you on the spot.
Impressed with your magic?
Yeah.
I mean, if he can do that, he can do anything, right?
I'll show you my qualifications.
Flash paper once got me kicked out of a Denny's at 4 a.m.
Wasn't your first time, though, I'm assuming.
Not my first time getting kicked out of Denny's, no.
But with the flash paper, here's a tagline. You guys can steal this when you make a fireball 2 inches from your potential employer's face. Is you can say, "Without me, your company is up in smoke."
Patrick, how about you? Best way to prepare for a job interview?
Well, Izaak kept mentioning qualifications, and I just thought that the best way, really, is to actually show them your qualifications. So you have to make sure you have a koala on you at all times. And then, actually multiple, because you want to show them your qualifications, plural.
That'd be koala's vacation.
Don't question me. Qualifications.
That was not a question. I'm correcting you.
This is my bit.
Patrick, how do you make a cup of coffee?
Well, I'm not very good at pottery, so I would just go to the store and find a really nice cup and then go to the checkout and buy it.
Izaak?
How do I make a cup of coffee? First step, find a better beverage, because coffee is disgusting. It's bitter. It's gross. It's just gross bean juice that people drink because they've been conditioned to.
Well, tea.
Get a better beverage.
Tea is just gross leaf juice, so.
It's not gross. Do you know how many different flavors of tea there are? And that's the base level. Coffee is just gross. It starts gross and you have to add like 5 pounds of sugar if you want it to taste good.
Now we know why he chose Alistair. He's a Brit at heart.
He's a Brit at heart.
Izaak, what is the most important rule of driving?
The most important rule of driving is not being under the influence.
Technically correct.
Because, like, if someone's telling me, like, hey, you should go to this, like, cool new spot with us, I'd be like, no, I can't drive under the influence. I have to make that decision myself.
Oh, that kind of influence. Gotcha. Don't be peer pressured into driving, kids.
Yeah, don't be peer pressured into driving. Make your own decisions. Unless it comes to drinking and driving. Don't do that.
Then, yeah, no. 100%.
If you take anything away from this, don't let people tell you where to go. And don't drink and drive.
Patrick, what is the most important rule of driving?
If you drive at, I believe it's like 9,875 feet per second, every red light will, is it time? It's not time shift. It will, something shift to blue, which basically looks green, so you can basically ignore stoplights.
Great Scott!
So I just Googled it. That is
Okay, thank you.
6,733 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So like Mach 10.
Sounds safe to me.
Patrick, what's the best way to save money on groceries?
Stealing.
Shoplifting is the easiest way to save money.
It's not wrong if you're stealing from a corporation, because they're not people. So
That's the one thing I hate about online shopping. There's no way to shoplift.
It's actually a double savings whammy because you save on the groceries, and then after you get arrested and go to jail, you don't have to pay for your food either.
You get caught when you steal? Rookie. Get a lot of this rookie over here.
This guy doesn't even know how to steal right.
Legal Corner. The host's legal advice may cause incarceration, confusion, elevated heart rate, changes in mood, or sudden cravings for actual attorneys. Do not take their advice if you are allergic to jail or are pregnant or nursing.
We're going to give you some strange laws and then our best defense strategies against arrest and or prosecution. In
Let me get my legal glasses out. So, it's against the law to own just
Okay,
one
Harry
guinea
Potter.
pig. I'm the boy who saved you from a lawsuit.
Audience, if you are listening to us, we highly recommend you watch on YouTube. Try not to look at my face, but the rest of it is great.
Yeah. If you look at Theo's face without any eye protection, you might recreate the ending scene of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Wow.
It's for everyone's safety. I'll just finish the podcast like this.
Anyway, you can't own just one guinea pig in Switzerland?
Correct.
Easy enough. What you can do is a cat-dog situation. Well, okay, I got two. I got two solutions for you. One solution is just buy 2 guinea pigs. Duh. And then you have unlimited guinea pigs after that, because you just have to make sure that they're of the opposite sex. But the second one is that you can do a cat-dog situation where you paint one end of the guinea pig that's not the face ahead of a guinea pig. That way you can trick them into thinking that it's 2 separate ones.
Oh, Siamese guinea pigs.
Siamese guinea pig.
Also, I love the fact that you went straight into guinea pig breeding right away. Because I was going to be like, man, you see kids when one guinea pig loves another guinea pig. That's not...
When one guinea pig owner needs another guinea pig, 2 guinea pigs are forced together.
Forced together.
When 2 guinea pigs love each other or their owners make a financial arrangement.
It's a marriage of necessity for peace within the guinea pig nations.
So now we're doing arranged marriages for guinea pigs.
Yes. Actually, you know what? That's my solution.
I did not have
arranged marriages for guinea pigs.
I did not have that on my podcast bingo card.
You didn't?
I don't think there's a bingo card that can cover everything we talk about.
That's funny. I just got bingo.
Oh.
Theo being insecure about his looks.
Oh, that's a given. That's like the free space.
That is. No, that's the last one I needed. And then guinea pig arranged marriages. Look at that. I got bingo.
So you're going with, Patrick, you're going with arranged guinea pig marriage?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for peace, all right?
World peace.
In the Middle East. Or Switzerland, whichever. You know, Switzerland known for their many wars.
Worst simile.
All right. We are going to give our simile answers. So reminder, the prompt was folding a fitted sheet. Oh, yeah. Take off your legal glasses, Izaak.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm taking them off.
Folding a fitted sheet is as tricky as blank.
Okay. This one I have kind of somewhat experience with. It's as tricky as giving a cat a bath. But less painful, ironically.
That's really not tricky. You just fill the bathtub up and throw the cat in. And then it struggles to get out. It sort of washes itself.
Splashes around and gets...
All right. That seems reasonable. Izaak, folding a fitted sheet is as tricky as...
Funnily enough, I actually have personal experience with this one too. But folding a fitted sheet is as difficult as finding a venue for a guinea pig wedding.
Both very difficult things.
A lot of places aren't guinea pig friendly.
That's what I'm saying. We need more awareness for arranged guinea pig arranged guinea pig marriages.
Do we need a new branch of the Americans with Disabilities Association? The American Guinea Pigs Association?
The Americans with Guinea Pigs
AGPA?
Association?
To make them, yeah. No, with guinea pigs. AGPA.
With single guinea pig.
OSGPA.
This is getting unwieldy. Folding a fitted sheet is as tricky as coming up with an acronym. Producer Andy, I know we can't hear you, but I'll tell the audience. Do you have an answer for our simile prompt? Folding a fitted sheet is as tricky as... Ooh, that is a good one. She said getting a toddler dressed. That is definitely tricky. That was our show today. Thank you for listening. And remember, if you want to help us out, tell your friends.
Tell some British cowards.
Tell a horse named Ricky.
And remember, take life one day at a time. It makes procrastination much more efficient.
Thanks for listening to the Joke Dagger Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episodes, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Joke Dagger FM for dad jokes and other pain. And be sure to tune in next week for another slice of comedy gold. Until then, stay sharp and keep laughing.